Energy independence.
Energy is the vital source that powers many different aspects of the world today. It powers business, manufacturing, and the transportation of goods and services to serve the American and other world economies. The energy crisis today in America is becoming an increased problem as the global demand for oil increases in foreign nations. This issue is one of the most urgent and dangerous issues the nation has ever faced, and without immediate action, the crisis will only get worse.
Energy we have to deal with today because you're paying $3.80 here in Nashville for gasoline, and it could go up. And it's a strain on your family budget, but it's also bad for our national security because countries like Russia and Venezuela and in some cases countries like Iran.
The energy crisis is one of the main issues that President-elect Barack Obama should address immediately, because if we don't take on this problem now, oil will not exist in abundance. This could happen within 1 decade. In the United States today, we import more than half of our oil, compared to the 1970s, where we only imported 1/3 of our oil. The American people have a dangerous addiction on foreign oil and do not realize the many long-term effects our nation will face if they continue on this reliance. The amount of oil is finite, and eventually global production must peak and oil prices will leap, possibly reaching $100 per barrel. Americans must find alternative sources of energy and use a cost-effective alternative fuel or technology in its place.
Plants, build a whole bunch of them, create millions of new jobs. We have to have all of the above, alternative fuels, wind, tide, solar, natural gas, clean coal technology. All of these things we can do as Americans, and we can take on this mission, and we can overcome it. My friends, some of the $700 billion.
There are many steps Americans and the President-elect Barack Obama can take that will eventually help to solve the energy crisis. Americans need to learn how to transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. We can do this by tapping into our abundant supply of clean, renewable, and homegrown energy sources. Some examples of this are wind, solar, and geothermal energy. These are easy and abundant fixes to the major problems that America faces today. Wind power is among the cheapest and fastest growing sources of the new power generation in many parts of the country. Wind energy is generated by windmills, also known as wind turbines, that supplies electricity for users nearby. Wind energy has grown 28% annually over the last 5 years. It is the fastest growing energy source in the world. Currently, 6,000 megawatts of wind capacity, enough to power 1.5 million homes, are added annually. This is a positive step to take for a future energy plan.